Hey there everybody, and welcome to the channel. I'm your host, Puborama, and in today's video, we are going to be breaking into this week's update for Grand Theft Auto Online. There are some absolutely massive money-making methods, especially because it has to do with the auto shop. But as well, you're going to be getting some decent discounts on some cars, so stay tuned and let's get straight into it. A lot of people have been quite bummed out, myself included, that Rockstar has been pretty lazy with their update weeks all too lately. For example, Rockstar's been boosting the payouts on Last Dose missions, who gives a single crap. Not only that, but they've also been only doing 1.5 times on a lot of businesses instead of double money. However, this week, they've definitely earned that lucky star back as they are doing triple money back on auto shops. That means the normal payout of, for example, the ECU job, which is $172,000, is now going to be over $500,000. That is an absolutely massive increase in money, and it means, just from a rough calculation, that you can make about $500,000 on average every mission if we add into the fact that you're paying KJ and Sisenta their fencing fee, but you also add into the fact you're getting at least one Union depository every hour. So yeah, that's not bad money, especially when you add into the fact that's only 20 minutes. You can make $1.5 million every hour just by doing auto shop contracts. That means if you also add into the fact of your cooldown for the Cayo Perico heist, and you maybe do a Dr. Dre here or there. Actually, I wouldn't even do a Dr. Dre because you're actually going to lose money if you do that. So yeah, if you just do the Cayo Perico heist and this, plus you do maybe vehicle cargo sale mission, and you have your passive businesses running in the background, plus the occasional payphone hit, you're probably going to be making over $3 million an hour. And I'm not joking. That is just how much money you can make with triple payouts on the auto shop while you're running other businesses. It is ridiculous amounts of money you can earn. So let's make our way over towards the other discounted things this week, specifically the cars. Now, we should also point out that all upgrades and purchases on the auto shop are also 30% off, which are great. So if you don't own an auto shop, I would highly suggest to get one this week. There's nothing you need to invest into the business. You can literally start doing missions as soon as you buy an auto shop, and you don't need to, for like the motorcycle clubs, you need to buy extra things like the equipment upgrade and the staff upgrade to get your staff running at full capacity and get the maximum payout. You don't need to do that for this business. They're just ready. All of the jobs are ready to start up, so buy it while it's on sale. Get the upgrades you want while it's on sale. Another absolutely crazy reason why the auto shop is definitely worth the money is because of the fact that all upgrades you purchase on your car are 5% off. That doesn't sound like a lot now, but if you like cars and you like upgrading them like I do, yeah, you're going to save a lot of money in the long run. I should also point out that when it comes to the auto shop, it's a free 10-car garage, I think it is, so you get that added on with the business as well. Plus, you get all metallic paints for free, and if you want some spicy paint jobs like lime green and you don't want to do a million races to unlock it or any of the other special paints in this game, you will have them all unlocked in the auto shop. Overall, it's honestly an amazing business. Not even really for the money making, but just the fact that you get everything else included, even your own custom shop. So I really like the auto shop. I would highly suggest to get your hands on one. It would honestly be a sin not to. But now that we've made it all the way over towards the observatory, we can take a look at the discounted cars this week and the podium vehicles. Let's start off with the Ubermacht Cypher. This is a pretty mediocre car, I'll be honest. It's not the fastest, but it's okay. It's got decent handling, and you can use it for tuner racing, which makes sense. A lot of these cars, in fact, are in the tuners class. In fact, all of them are, because, yeah, the auto shop's on sale. The Ubermacht Cypher, you need to win 4 days in a row to get your hands on it. Yeah, it's not the easiest, but you know what? It's still a pretty cool car, so if you want to get your hands on it, go for it. We also got the Obey S, or the Obey Tailgater S here for the podium. It's a pretty okay vehicle. I mean, it's really good at drifting. I mean, you can see that here. It's got a lot of power to these back wheels, and you can absolutely swing this rear end around corners and drift pretty well. I think it's a kind of mediocre car, though, personally. There's not much special about it. It kind of just makes me think of Michael from Story Mode, because he has an Obey tailgater. But, yeah, it's a car. It's cool. You can get it if you like it. Now we've got the Maibatsu, I think, if I'm not mistaken. mistaken. Yes, the Maibatsu Penumbra FF. This is obviously based off the classic version of the Penumbra. It's not the fastest car. None of the tuners' vehicles are the fastest in their class. They're all pretty mediocre when it comes to speed, acceleration, all those things. They're not really that good at. I should point that out now. So if you're thinking about buying a tuner's car because they're 30% off and, you know, they're all special, yeah, I wouldn't really say there's too much. But if you like the look of them, they are 30% off. And you know what? This one actually handles quite well. I have to say, I'm very surprised on how well the Penumbra FF handles. It's sticking to the ground like an absolute beast, but it's still not even close to the top 10 most maneuverable sports cars out there, especially because it's just not that good on overall top speed. But it's 30% off. Not a bad deal at all. I think it's a pretty nice car, and yeah, especially if you can get the trade price on it, unlocking it in the LS car meet, not a bad deal. Making our way back up to the next discounted car, we have the Dinka RT3000, an absolutely amazing vehicle. This is actually one of my favorite looking of the tuners cars in the game. I just think the car looks so nice personally. There's not much special about it again. It's on sale, 30% off, so if you like the way it looks and you got money to spare, then I'd get your hands on it. But it's definitely not the best on handling, it's not the best on acceleration or lap time. It's just a cool car. I have to say, I just love the way the front of it looks. I think in real life this was powered by a Wankel engine, which makes sense because I can definitely hear it if that is a rotary engine. But still, very, very cool car, super fun to drive. I think it has some awesome livery options. So if you're into this type of vehicle, I would definitely suggest to splooge some of your money on it. Next up, we have the Comet S2. Now, if you want a car that actually is a pretty decent performer in the class that it's at, the S2 is not a bad vehicle. It's got a pretty decent top speed, I think of like 126, 127, but its handling is quite bad. So yeah, it's got the top speed, it definitely does not have the handling. I personally think the fog light accessory is really cool on the front, especially because I tried to make mine look a bit like a rally car, so I think the car looks really cool, especially because it has just like the real life Porsche Speedo, so I think the car looks really sick. But handling wise, yeah, it's definitely a little bit slippery. Even with off-road tires, it's not the best there, but I think it looks really nice, and again, 30% off is not a bad deal at all. So if you're going for a discounted car, this is definitely a very, very good deal. It's not a bad racer either way when it comes to the tuners class. If you are thinking about participating in the LS car meet and trying to get your hands on the vehicles on the podium there for free, I would highly suggest to get maybe the S2. Definitely the best choice out of the ones here today. The S2 is definitely the fastest, and even though its handling isn't amazing, it's still good enough. That's really the best way to describe it. It's good enough on handling that if you're a decent driver, it'll get the job done. And as I said, if you're thinking about participating in the LS car meet, trying to get your hands on, let's say, the Ubermacht Cypher, I would highly suggest to. I've talked about this in the channel already, and probably one of my best investments is getting a tuner car because of the fact that I've been able to get probably 10 or even 15 cars for free at this point in my garage just by participating in races. Yeah, you have to be pretty decent at it, but apart from that, it's free cars. I'd suggest to do it. And the final car we have discounted this week is the Dominator ASP. This was actually my first tuner car. It's got decent handling, actually really good handling, but its overall top speed is not very good. So if you're a person that wants good handling, but maybe you don't care too much about top speed, this isn't a bad car at all. It is in the muscles class when you're driving it normally. It's obviously also a side hustle of the tuners class, which probably makes this the only muscle car in the game that is basically two classes in one, which is really cool. It would be awesome if Rockstar also had some supercars that kind of fit into the tuners class, but I kind of understand why they don't have them. It would also make sense though, like if the Elegy could make it into the tuners class, especially the Elegy Retro Custom. Kind of doesn't make sense to me that is literally a tuners car, but doesn't get the badge that it deserves. Either way, I think this is a really cool muscle car. I think it looks really nice. I'm not the biggest fan of this year when it comes to Mustang. I'm definitely more of a fan of the 60s and 70s Mustangs myself, but still, very nice car, super cool design, and yeah, I mean, it'll get the job done if you need it to. Also, it's got some absolutely epic customization, and that goes true for all of these tuners cars on sale this week. All the tuners have amazing customization. That is one of their major benefits. So if you're thinking about getting your hands on the auto shop, also think about picking up one of these cars on sale. They'll help you out on the LS car meet, especially if you want to get some races done and get that prize ride for free. Hopefully you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you all in the next one. Bye-bye!